Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Good evening. Can you listen to me?
Hi, Miss.
Can you listen to me?
Yes, Miss.
Oh, that's great. That's cool. I had some problems with the microphone. I don't know what happened, but yes, now I guess it's okay. So, okay. So how was your day?
It was kind of stressful because my birthday is on Sunday. So I had many things.
Is it on Sunday?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yes, I could imagine maybe you have too many things to do. But it's beautiful. It's part of the process, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm going to start the university next week officially, so I have to. I'm not going to have time for anything, I guess.
Yes, that's well. It depends, right? The first days of the when you enter to the university, right? The first 2 weeks, maybe, right? Or the first week, it's a little bit quiet, right? Then, when you're gonna have quizzes and tests and everything, it is a completely mess. But the first days are the most beautiful days of the 5 years of the study. That's true. So try to keep quiet and enjoy the process, because that's the most beautiful part when you start the university, because then it gets a little bit more difficult and more and more and more, right? So you have to take advantage of these days. Okay?
Okay.
Can you listen to me?
Yes, Miss. But my microphone is having problems too.
Yes, I noticed that. I hope it works. Yes, I had some problems with the microphone, though. I don't know what happened. I was speaking, but it was a problem. But I guess now it's okay. And I guess for you too. I guess I wait the same for you. So,
yes,
okay, we're gonna
happen with my cell phone. When I'm doing calls to my parents, I have the same problem. Sometimes they cannot hear me.
Yes, that's a problem. I don't know what happened. What was the problem? What is the problem with the microphone? I bought another one, but it looks like my PC has a problem. But well, meanwhile, it is still working, so there is no problem with it. So if you're from your cell phone, it's okay. It's better. So okay, we're gonna start with today's classes, right? With being be supposed to, right? Now we're gonna continue. Well, we're gonna start with this lesson. It's about the present real conditional. Okay.
Miss,
So
I have to finish the homework until tomorrow, right?
I don't remember the due date. I guess yes, it was until tomorrow. Until tomorrow at midnight, if I'm not wrong.
Okay, Miss.
Okay. So
Okay.
yes, we're gonna start. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you. Once you can see it, please let me know.
I can see it.
Okay, thank you. So today's lesson is about the present and real conditional, right? If I had a lot of money, I'd travel all over the world. As I told you, we have 4 conditionals, right? The first one, we already learned how to use it. And now this could be the second conditional, okay? If we're gonna start from zero conditional, first conditional, second and third conditional, right? So let's listen the audio first.
Hi, it's Emily. I have a question for you. What would you do if you had $1 million? I know that if I had a lot of money, I'd travel all over the world. How about you? I'm talking about a situation that isn't real. So I'm using the unreal conditional. Let's learn more about it.
Okay. Let's start. What would you do if you had $1 million? That's a hypothetical situation. If I had a lot of money, I'd travel all over the world, right? That's a supposition. Okay. So first of all, we know, and this is something that I always repeat when we talk about the conditionals. For each conditional, and I sent you a pic of this yesterday, right? When we have a conditional, we have a result, right? So we have the if conditional, that clause that starts with if, and then we have a result for it. So if you're going to do something, you're going to have a result, right? So let's listen to the audio.
We use the present unreal conditional to talk about present conditions and results that are not real. The if clause expresses the unreal condition. The result clause expresses the unreal result.
If Nick had the evidence, he would be very happy.
This means that Nick doesn't have the evidence, and as a result, he isn't very happy.
If Talia didn't work so hard, she would have more time for fun.
This means that Talia works hard, and as a result, she doesn't have time for fun.
Okay, we're going to use the second conditional to talk about a real or improbable situation, right? And or even though for hypothetical situations, okay, it's not real, okay. Neither the if clause or the result, right? Both situations are a real one, okay? If Nick had the evidence, what does it mean? That he doesn't have the evidence, okay? He would be very happy. As a result, he would be very happy, but he's not, okay? When are we gonna use this? Okay, we're gonna use it to talk about about present conditions, right? That's the reason why we have doesn't. I know the structure is in the past, okay? The structure and the condition, I'm sorry, the structure of the if clause and the result, verb clauses are in the past, but it expresses something, it expresses in a situation in the present right now or in the future, okay? It's not part of the past. I know the structure is explaining or it's saying something about the past, but it doesn't matter. Why? Because the important thing, or where I'm gonna focus on, is gonna be the time tense, right? It is in the simple present, or we can use it to talk about the future. If Nick had the evidence, he would be very happy. I have the if clause or the main clause, and I have the result. If this is going to happen, I'm gonna have a result. But right now, or maybe in the future, okay? But the structure is in the past. We're gonna look for it again, don't worry. But yes, let's continue with the next point. If Talia didn't work so hard, she would have more time for fun. What does it mean? Right now, Talia is working so hard, or she works so hard, right? As a result, she doesn't have time for fun, okay? As you can see, that's a hypothetical situation and a real situation in general, right? My condition, it's an unreal one, and as a result, I have another unreal situation, okay? But I'm talking about now, right? My time tense is now. So yes, that will be the first use of the present and real conditional. That's the reason of why we have in the title present, because it expresses the present time tense, even if I have my structure and the simple past. Okay, so maybe it could be a possible situation in the future, but it's the present or the future. There is no more. It's not part of the past. Even if my structure it's in the past. Okay.
Okay, Miss.
Is there any question maybe?
No, Miss.
Okay, that's great. Let's continue with the structure, with the formula. How can we form the second conditional? Let's listen.
The verb in the if clause is in the simple past, but its meaning is present. If I had his phone number now, I'd call him. The verb in the result clause is would plus the base form of the verb. If I had his phone number now, I'd call him. Notice that in conversation, we often use the contraction d for would and wouldn't for would not. We don't use would in the if clause.
Okay. As I told you, the structure, it's in the simple past tense, but its meaning is present, it's in the simple present tense. We're gonna secure these two clauses, the if clause or the main clause, and I have the result clause. If this, we're gonna suppose if this happen, I'm gonna have a result, right? Okay, if I had noticed that this is in simple past tense, right? If I had his phone number now, notice that we have now, okay? Why did I underline or why did I circle this word now? Because the meaning is in present. I would, right? We're using the modal would plus the base form. We know if we're gonna use any modal, most of all, we have to use the modal plus the base form of the verb, right? And that's all. In this case, our modal is gonna be would. We use a contraction for it, right? I'd call him. If I had his phone number now, I'd call him. What does it mean? I don't have his phone number now, so I can't call him, right? It's impossible for me to call him. In conversation, we often use contraction, the contraction D for would and wouldn't or would not, right? The negative, right? If you're gonna have the negative in the result clause, you're gonna apply it to the model, right? Wouldn't or would not. It's up to you which one you're gonna use, the contraction or would not directly. But wouldn't is a little bit more informal and it's very common to use in spoken English. Would not, it's a little bit more formal and it's not used at all because it's formal and we currently speak without a formality when we are with friends maybe. Okay, we don't use, notice this part, we don't use would in the if clause. Okay, if I would have, that's a mistake, right? Why? Because the use of would, right? Would needs to go in the result clause, in the unreal result clause. Okay, is there any question again to this part?
No, Miss.
That's great. Let's continue. Okay, we can also use other modals, right? In addition to would, we can also use could, should, or might in the result clause. So let's listen here.
In addition to would, we can also use the modals could, should, or might in the result clause. If I told your coach, the soccer federation might let you play again.
If we had the proof, I could play again.
Okay. To use these other models, right? You have to know the use of could, should, or might. When do we have to use it? In some cases, it's better to know the use of each model, right? Because in that order, we're gonna decide. I know that could is for ability in the past, right? Should is to give advice, okay? Might is less probably than, okay? So I have to know the use of each model, okay? We have an expansion review of the models. I guess it's in the next model. I don't remember very well, but the point of using another, for example, could, should, or might, other models. The point of this, or the purpose of this, is to develop the use of each one, right? So you have to be able to notice what is the difference between them. So if I tell your coach, the soccer federation might let you play again, okay? As you can see, we're using might let you play again and again. When we're gonna use a model, for example, could, the following verb needs to be in its base form. Might let, could play, okay? So it's up to you which one I use, and it depends on the use of each of these models, right? If I tell your coach, the soccer federation might let you play again. If we have the proof, what does it mean? I don't have the proof, so I can't play again, right? If I told your coach, so I in this case, Talia doesn't, or she doesn't mention anything about it, the soccer federation might let you play again, right? So the soccer federation might not let play him. I guess it's talking about Nick, right? Play him again, right? So as you've seen, you have the option to use these three models, right? In addition to would, but it's common to use only would, to tell the truth, right? But it's better if you know when do we have to use could, should, or might. But my students they always use would, right? And it's the most common though, right? But it's up to you. But again, my recommendation for you is you have to learn all the use of all of the use of the models, okay? If you don't, even though it is gonna help, it is gonna help us to understand the forward lessons, okay? We have another lessons with the models, and it's a combination with my being sing, for example, right? So it's a combination with the models with the participle form of the verb, right? With the passive voice. So for that reason, not for this, because then you can decide to use only this one would, but for the next lessons, you have to know it, because if you don't, it's gonna be difficult for you to understand. That would be my recommendation. Okay, so let's continue with point number 4.
When the verb in the if clause is a form of be, we use were for all subjects. If Tony and John were here, they would help us. If Amy were here, she would help us.
What happened? Okay, and now we're gonna continue with point number 4, right? When the verb in the clause is a form of be, right? We're gonna use were for all the subjects, okay? For all subjects. I guess that was a little bit confusing for you the other day, right? Notice that if Tony and John were talking, preparing a live stream, what is that? I don't know if my connection is wrong. Okay, can you listen to me?
Yes, miss.
Oh, I got a message preparing a live stream, so I don't know if it's my connection. But if you listen to me, it's okay. All right. So as I was telling you, this was a little bit confusing the other day for you, and it was about the use of wish, right? In this case, we're gonna use if it contains in the main clause the use of were. You're going to use it for all the subjects, okay? It doesn't matter if it's in third person. If any were here, right? I'm not saying was. It's similar to wish, okay? If any were here, it's not was, it's were. Don't forget. Tony and John can be replaced by they, right? I can say they, for example. They. Okay, I know they works with were, so it's okay. But how about this one? If I'm gonna talk about he, she, or it, my verb to be is gonna continue, or where I'm gonna continue using with were. So take care in that purpose. If Tony and John were here, they are not here right now. They would help us. As a result, they are not available to help us. If Amy were here, she's not here, she would help us. She can't help us because she's not here. Okay? Do you get it?
Yes, miss.
All right. Is there any question until this part maybe?
No.
That's cool. Okay, let's continue. All right. And okay, yes. Okay, so let's continue with point number 5.
We often use if I were you to give advice.
If I were you, I wouldn't blame myself.
Okay. We currently use if I were you in order to give advice, okay? Not always to have a hypothetical situation, right? Or a real situation, right? It is gonna help us to give advice though, because that's the purpose to use of using would, the modal would, right? It helps us to give advice. So if I were you, Noe, I wouldn't get so stressed. Okay. If I were you, I would enjoy my last weekend on vacations, right? Or well before to start the university, maybe. So that's an advice that I'm giving you. Okay. If I were you, I wouldn't. I don't know. I wouldn't. Let's take an example, right? It's not real. If I were you, I wouldn't eat so fast. You're gonna have a stomach ache. Okay. So as you can see, that's an advice. What does it mean that you eat? You can't really eat so fast, right? So my advice for you could be, if I were you, I wouldn't eat so fast. Or if I were you, I wouldn't be so rude with I don't know, with myself. Okay. So to give advice, we can use this structure. Okay. So yes, that will be everything about point number 1. Is there any question maybe?
No, miss.
Okay, thank you. And let's finish with point number 6.
The if clause can come at the beginning or the end of the sentence. The meaning is the same. Notice that in writing, we use a comma after the if clause when it comes first.
If he believed you, it wouldn't matter.
Or,
It wouldn't matter if he believed you.
Okay, so that's what that we repeat. We're gonna repeat these points with all the conditionals because it's something in general, right? And it's part of the punctuation, and you can also use it in spoken English, right? As you can see in the first one, in the first example, we're starting with if, with the if clause, right? If he believed you, it wouldn't matter, right? So as we're starting with the if clause, we need to use a comma after it, right? After the if clause, right? But it only goes in writing. We're only gonna use it in writing. There is no way to use a comma in spoken English, right? Unless we read, right? Or if you're gonna start with the result clause, with the real result clause, it wouldn't matter if you believe you. It's unnecessary to use a comma, right? But again, this is not gonna help you in punctuation, in writing, okay? Then another point that I always repeat is when you're gonna start with the if clause, well, you can actually do it, or you can start with the result clause. There is no difference in meaning. Now you have to take care in punctuation in the activities, right? Don't forget the use of comma, and if you're not gonna see a period, just write a period. It's part of the punctuation. So that will be everything about point number 6. Okay, well, about the whole lesson. I don't know if you have any question, maybe.
No, miss.
Okay, so whatever ways I send you a pic, right? This could be it goes in the middle, right? This conditional, the second one, because the third one, it's an unreal, it's a false result. It's something that maybe never is gonna happen, right? But there you have the structure, so it's gonna be helpful for you. So now we're gonna practice, and give me a second, please. I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, yes, it's okay. So, okay, please give me a second. It is loading. Okay. So I'm gonna share my screen with you. Once you can see it, please let me know.
I can see, miss.
All right. So can you please read the instruction?
Read the first sentence, complete the second sentence so that it expresses the meaning of the first sentence. Choose the correct answer.
All right. So number 1.
If Marta had a video camera, she would film the party. This means that Marta doesn't have a video camera.
Okay, Marta doesn't have a video camera. How about number 2?
If Jason had mine, he would go to the game with us tomorrow night. This means that that Jason doesn't have time. If I were you, I will tell the truth. This means that I think you should tell the truth.
All right.
Dina would join the health club if it were closer to her office. This means that the health club isn't close to Dina's office. If Qianlu weren't a reporter, she would be a teacher. This means that Qianlu isn't a reporter. No, me. No. The other one. Chandler isn't a teacher.
Okay.
Tyler would eat at Valentino's if he could afford it. This means that Tyler can afford Valentino's.
All right. So do you want to modify something maybe, or can we submit?
No, miss. Everything is okay.
All right, so let's submit and let's see. How is it? All right, it was great. Congrats. You've got 6 out of 6, 100% of the score. So is there any question maybe?
Not really, miss.
All right, thank you. Let's continue with the next practice. And give me a second, please. Where is it? Okay. So, all right, I'm gonna share my screen again. Once you can see it, let me know, please.
I can see it, miss.
Could you please read the instruction?
Complete each dialogue. Type the correct form of the verbs in parentheses into the blanks. Use the present and real conditional.
All right, so
Okay. Dean is going to be so angry at me. If I were you, I would stay away from him.
Could you repeat, please?
If I were you, I would stay away from him.
Away from number 2.
If I had it, I could send her a postcard.
All right.
Yeah. Are you going to tell Les the truth? I don't think so. If I told him, he wouldn't believe me. Is Jackie a good actress? Not really. If she were good, she could get more parts. A few of us are going to Valentino's next Friday. Why do you come too? Sorry, but I can't. If I hadn't,
Oh,
if I didn't have, I'm not sure.
all right. So let's see. What do
I
you
know,
think?
simple. We have to use simple past, right?
Yes. So if I,
Had it.
oh, okay. If I hadn't,
So much work, I could join you.
oh my goodness.
I will join you.
All right.
I'm exhausted. I would take a vacation right now if I had the time. Where would you go?
All right. Thank you. So is there something that you want to modify?
Mm. 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 No, miss. Or
right,
yes, yes, miss, yes, miss, yes, miss, yes, miss. Didn't
All
have.
right. Okay. Yes. Didn't. Didn't. Oh, okay. Didn't have. Okay. Now let's submit. I hope my spelling is great. And okay, you got in this one, the verb in the result clause is would. Okay. It's incorrect, the use of could. Okay. And the same happens in this one. It was would, right? As you can see, for example, in parentheses, we had can, right? So if we have can, then you have to use it in the simple past, okay? But in these other ones, in parentheses, we don't have anything. So it is gonna be better if we use should, or sorry, would, okay? So is Jackie a good actress? Not really. If she were a good, she would get, right? Because in parentheses, we don't have another model, right? If we had, yes, we can conjugate it, but we don't, okay? The same in this part. Okay, I could join, right? I would join. We don't have the instruction of using could. The only instruction that we had, it was in number 2. Okay, so try to take care at the moment you're gonna do your homework. If you don't have in parentheses, don't do it. Okay, just use the modal would plus the base form of the verb. Okay, is there any question maybe?
No, miss.
Okay, that's good to know, right? So please take care in that part. If you only have in parentheses the moral, yes, you can conjugate it into the simple past tense, right? And you were near to write hadn't, okay? If you're gonna write hadn't, okay, the negative hadn't, it is because it's an auxiliary verb. This is not an auxiliary in this exercise. It is a verb, not an auxiliary. We can conjugate with the not only if it's an auxiliary. As it is not in number 5, we only have to use the past tense, the simple past tense. Okay.
Okay, miss.
All right. Is there any question until this part?
No, miss.
Okay. So did you start with the homework?
Miss, I didn't have enough time, but I will try to finish until today. I will write you if I finish everything today.
Okay, okay. But something that I wanted to say. We finished with the C1. Okay. We've learned we've seen the as I told you. Right, I'm gonna share my screen with you, and once you can see it, please let me know.
Yes, miss.
Okay, so we finished with the C1. Okay, we're in module C now. We already seen the use of which, past and real conditional, and be supposed to. As we finish and we started with the present and real conditional, I have to assign you the homework, okay? But I don't know if you want it today, and I'm gonna give you until the next week. So in that order, you're gonna have enough time to do it, and you're gonna do it part by part, not only in 1 hour, maybe even 2 hours, okay? So, but as you feel comfortable with it, there is no problem with me, right? So my question is, do you agree if I assign you the homework today, or do you prefer if I assign you the next week?
I prefer if you assign me the next week, please.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna do it maybe on Monday, right? So because Monday, yes, I get Monday or Wednesday as a maximum, right? Because then I have to copy the grades, right? I have to copy your scores about the grammar and the quiz. So we're not gonna have enough time, okay? So I'm gonna do it the next week. So in that order, you're gonna be able to finish the last week's homework and quiz, right? So yes, that will be everything, right? But please, once you finish the homework and the quiz, let me know, okay? So then I can share the grades with you, okay? I'm gonna do it on Monday. All right?
Okay.
All right, so that will be everything for today. Nicole, do you have any question maybe?
No.
Okay, that's good. So I'm gonna launch the pool. Can you please fill it?
Okay. I finished.
Okay, thank you, Nicole. So that will be everything for today. Have a happy birthday and enjoy your day. Okay, I'm gonna see you on Monday.
Okay, Miss. Thank you.
All right, see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.